Hello, welcome to my channel, Save Infinity. In this video, just want to do a quick little tarot reading for you. So if this video has found you, then I trust that it is for you. However, as always, with all timeless collective readings, take what resonates, leave the rest, and use your own discernment. Okay, let's see what wishes to come out for you today. All right, God, Spirit, angels, archangels, ascended masters, what messages of guidance wish to come out for the collective today? What messages do you have for the collective today? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. What messages of guidance wish to come out? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright. None yet. Seems like a tricky message to get out. Oh, that slipped on my finger, so I'll grab that one. What messages wish to come out? Alright, so we've got King of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles so far. Let's see what else. What else? What other messages of guidance wish to come out? One. Let's go at least one more to start with, I feel like. God, Spirit, Mother Gaia, angels, archangels, ascended masters. Which messages of guidance wish to come out? Please and thank you. You're aligned with divine love and light and higher frequencies and energies. Guidance for the collective today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, that one. All right, so the Three of Wands and Six of Swords also came out. The light's shining on it a little bit, so for now I might move it down just a smidge. There we go. Now, before I delve into the message too much, before I begin, I just do want to clarify on this King of Pentacles energy here, just to ascertain a little more whether that's more so your own energy or relating more to an outside energy. So let's just see if we can, please, Spirit, just get a clarification there with the King of Pentacles. Is this the collective's energy or an outside energy? Just a clarification, please, there, Spirit. Is this King of Pentacles energy the collective or an outside energy? Oh, that seems like far too many. Let's see. Just, oh, well, I didn't even notice these three fell on top of it either. Okay, so seeming those three came out and fell on top directly. I feel like I'll take them as the clarifier. Although normally I would have thought three would be too many, but that's the way it seemed to go. So I feel like that's a happy accident for a reason. These sort of energetic things happen in readings for a reason often. So we'll pop those three down underneath there like that for now. So particularly with the Eight of Cups and the Hanged Woman energy coming out here, I feel like this does relate to an external energy. And then particularly with the reading up here ending with the Six of Swords, these are all very, like sort of new perspective, moving on to new things sort of type of energy. The Eight of Cups being a very big like change of heart, moving on, saying goodbye, leaving things behind, moving away. And the hanged woman energy being about that fresh new perspective. Being in that limbo sort of energy before sort of moving into something else. Really gives that feel here to the energy that this is about an external energy that you're moving away from after having a fresh perspective on. Maybe you were in that sort of limbo moment with it for a while. Now you're moving on and away from that energy, which is really supported here by that Six of Swords energy, which is very much about leaving troubles behind and brighter days ahead. And traveling on to a new phase and brighter phase of life. Really giving an energy here of moving away from something, which I'm assuming is this sort of King of Pentacles, and then clarified with the Emperor energy here. So I'm saying it would probably, very likely be relating to a masculine type energy that maybe played quite a prominent or dominant role in your life for quite a while, with that sort of Emperor energy. And with the Four of Pentacles up here, next to that King of Pentacles energy. With the rest of the cards coming out here, I feel like that's kind of signifying, maybe you previously were holding on a bit tightly to this energy, or just kind of, holding on to maintain the status quo, or to go along with, what you feel like is expected of you, or social expectations, or what have you. Or, any sort of like deeply ingrained beliefs that you previously held kind of had you staying in a situation immersed or entangled with this masculine energy here. And as you know as well, like masculine doesn't have to necessarily mean a male, as well as we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. Just whatever, polarity of energy that person may be embodying more strongly, relating to someone more strongly, embodying that masculine energy. And so it seems like, after being in a bit of a limbo phase, if you will, and having a fresh perspective in that aspect, and then with the Three of Wands here, really kind of supporting that whole idea of new ideas sprouting and the birth of something new. Really seems like you've kind of made that switch from that more Four of Pentacles, previously following the status quo, or deeply ingrained beliefs that, no longer resonate for you. Instead, you've had a fresh perspective here and new ideas, and a birthing a new energy and transition into your life as you move away into brighter days ahead, with that Six of Swords energy at the end. And both the Three of Wands and Six of Swords are very positive sort of new beginning type energies as well, like successful, bright, positive outcomes, so it seems like a great decision that you have made here or are about to make, to move away and transition away from this energy into something new and brighter new days ahead for yourself. And with the Eight of Cups energy being here, and also a moving on card, but in a bit more of an emotional aspect, it may be linked to a more sort of emotional relationship that you had as well. And I guess as well, particularly with the idea of maintaining status quos, or things like that, and ingrained beliefs. It might have been a type of emotional relationship where you felt a little pressured or obligated by certain ideas or ways of doing things, And then with this, fresh perspective and new ideas, you're birthing a new energy and taking a new route and delving into a new, brighter chapter of your life. So if that does resonate for you in any way, then it's a great confirmation from Spirit here that you are, making the right decision, and moving away into this brighter new chapter is going to bring about so much success for yourself. Okay, and as it seems like as well, it's pretty clear here of, the confirmational sign that, you are moving away from this energy, or are about to, or already have. So that seems, clear enough to kind of leave in the past there. And maybe we'll just try to pull a few more cards just to see if they can tell us anything more about, what this sort of new chapter might entail or be bringing, or if there's any other little tidbits that Spirit wants to come through just to complete the message a little more here for you. All right, so Spirit, God Source, Mother Gaia, angels, archangels, ascended masters, is there any further information to come through on this message at all for the collective? That one came out. So we got 7 of Pentacles. Let's see if anything else wants to come out. Anything further just to finalize the message, or to tell us, more about this new chapter, or anything else relevant at this time for this message here for the collective. Anything else? Thank you. Let's see if maybe one more. Oh, that might. Anything else here? Seems like too many. Oh, it was only 3 again, so I feel like I'll take them. Assuming it was 3 last time as well, and something is just telling me to take those out. So let's see, we'll pop these up here together, and then this is more of the new energy. Let's go. Two. Maybe we'll just pop. The 7 and 7 came out together, so maybe we'll pop it like this. And so 7 might be a relevant number for you at the moment, coming out together side by side. And I felt called as well just to take that 8 of Swords energy in reverse, so we're going to go with that. Okay, so with the 7 up here, 7 of Pentacles and 7 Wands, and especially, coming out after this, moving on 6 of Swords sort of energy, where we were, asking about what to expect with this new chapter. I feel like they're coming out to say that, this new chapter, may take a bit of, perseverance, a little bit of slow and steady growth of just having to, stick to this new energy, this new path, this new chapter, as you kind of, growing this new phase and stage of life for yourself here. Having that perseverance that, will pay off into success for you, and having the courage here to really stick at that and to stand by your decision to move on here. Having that determination and that perseverance, as we were saying, to really, defend and maintain your new position and pathway here that you're entering into or have already entered into. And then that's going to lead to so much, wonderful success for you with the cards down here with the Empress, 4 of Wands, and the 8 of Swords in reverse. The 8 of Swords in reverse really being like a card of like freedom, like finally being released from those restraints, being untethered from this past energy in this, past chapter of your life. Freedom to move on into better days and better waters. And with all of that freedom, will come so much stability here with the Four of Wands, reaching a safe haven, a refuge sort of energy. Peace and blessings, a happy ending, all that sort of harmony and stability. Really, really matching well with that, leaving the troubles behind, sort of Six of Swords energy, where you're coming into, a period of rest and peace and blessings and everything flourishing for you with a new, stable, grounded, fulfilling energy. And then, supported here with the Empress card, and particularly with the Emperor card coming out over here earlier to kind of signify that energy you were leaving behind. It's almost like you've left that dominating force in your life behind, that that energy that no longer aligns or resonates for you. And by doing so and choosing this new pathway for yourself and this new chapter for yourself, not only bringing about so much success outwardly in your outer reality, but also in your inner reality as well, where you're kind of coming into that union and harmony within your own self and your own energy, and kind of replacing that previous Emperor energy that was kind of like a dominating or authoritative or the main sort of influencing energy or what have you, kind of in your life, maybe the main leader sort of energy in your life. Instead, you're becoming your own dominant leader sort of energy for yourself. You're leaving behind that outside sort of ruling energy to become your own ruling energy over your own little safe haven, refuge, happy ending sort of wonderful, blissful, magical time in that aspect. And coming into union with yourself in that way, and in such a way that you're now your own ruler of your own energy and your own reality, rather than, relying on or submitting to or being entangled with this other outside energy. So a great message overall here, combining together to really tell that little, story and confirmation message of, that there may have been an energy in your life, and possibly a more of a, masculine embodied leadership type energy, or just a prominent sort of energy in your reality and life. That after, a bit of a fresh perspective here, you've decided to move on and move away from, or you will decide to move on and move away from, kind of, not worrying so much about maintaining the status quo or previous beliefs that you or others might have held or may have been, pressed upon you, and instead having this fresh new perspective here and new ideas that give you that, that motivation and that new perspective to move on and into a fresh new chapter here, into brighter days ahead, leaving that chapter behind. And by doing so, if you just, persevere and stick by your decision, defending this new fresh perspective that you have, and staying true to the path you're wanting to go down in this new chapter you're creating for yourself, and that all that hard work and dedication is really going to pay off and bring you about so much abundant success, both internally and externally. You're really going to have that freedom, finally be freed from so many restraints or energies that may have been holding you down or making you feel, imprisoned just energetically even. And it's going to really set you free into a wonderful, successful chapter here where, you know, you're full of blessings and enjoyment and stability and a refuge and safe haven of your own, your brand new own chapter here. You're creating your own sort of legacy for yourself in that way. Where you are now, you know, the ruler and the main dominating force and energy in your own life and your own reality, coming into that union with yourself and finding that harmony within your own reality here, where you're kind of free from the shackles of the past to do you the way you want to do you and be you. And that's going to, you know, bring about so much success and happiness and enjoyment for you. So a great and wonderful, you know, encouragement and confirmation here from Spirit, if this does resonate for you at all, that, you know, you have made the right decision or you will make the right decision. And that, you know, following this new path or continuing down this new path or fortifying into this new chapter is really going to bring about so much success and happiness and stability for you here, both internally and externally. So, you know, to have no fear in that regard, keep the faith, keep your vision, and just know that all those seeds will sprout that you're planting for yourself here in this new, fertile, nourishing field. You know, where you won't have to feel restrained or restricted by other people's, you know, beliefs or expectations or obligations to this sort of other energy here that may have been, you know, a little bit more dictating or authoritative in your life. Kind of almost, you know, ruling or leading over your own energy and reality, and instead you're going to flourish out into being your own ruler and own leader in union with yourself, in a way that you're, you know, producing your own fruits, if you will, that will nourish you and supply you with so much fulfillment, rather than, you know, eating the fruits of someone else's reality field that may not have been sustaining you so well. Really creating your own field of happiness here that's going to bring about so much joy and stability. And, you know, sometimes, you know, the road to freedom in such a way can feel a little rocky or a little doubtful or fearful, but just knowing here, you know, to just stick by your vision, have that determination, keep that slow and steady growth and progress, and then know that it will all flourish for you so wonderfully and beautifully. All right, well, I hope this message has been able to resonate for you at some way. You know, wonderful confirmation and support from Spirit here, if it does. And sometimes, you know, having that little extra confirmation or synchronicity in such a way can really help you persevere with that energy of determination to really achieve that victory that is destined for you here. All right, well, I'll leave this one here for you now. Sending you so much peace, love, light, and blessings as always. Bye.